Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom Live on Monday afternoon. Today we are going to talk about HubSpot and what it is. We've had a question, well, a couple of questions actually, from some viewers saying, what actually is HubSpot? You guys keep talking about it, but you haven't told us what it is. So Adam's going to join me this afternoon. Welcome, Adam.
Hi, Zan. How you going?
Good, thank you. I'm very shiny today, so I do apologise if the lights are a bit glaring.
It's like about the Academy Awards.
Yes, I know. That's my red carpet moment. So, viewer question. Viewer question today. What is HubSpot? So take it away.
Well, it's a good question, especially given we've got it on our backdrop here. So HubSpot is an automated sales and marketing platform. So it's effectively a massive cloud-based software program. And the cool thing about HubSpot is it automates your marketing. So it means it does a whole bunch of chores that you would otherwise have to do by yourself. So to give you an idea, the automated sales and marketing category has been around for around about, probably 10 years now. So it's a reasonably new category of software. It does include platforms like HubSpot, Marketo, Infusionsoft, Pardot, to name a few of HubSpot's competitors as well as HubSpot. So you'll find that the actual category itself, being pretty new, not everyone knows about it.
No, we often find that people are like, oh yeah, I've heard of it, but what actually is it? Or they will often say, I've read some blogs that HubSpot put out. Their blogs are awesome, but what is HubSpot?
Yeah, so 22 million people last year read the HubSpot blogs. They do a fantastic job at publishing content. So I guess the big question is what does it actually do?
Yeah. What doesn't it do?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. And so probably the easiest, there's a couple of ways to explain HubSpot and what automated software does. It's a bit like, if you can think back to the days, 60s and 70s, before that, where they had ledger books in banks, bunch of pencils, erasers, and mainly guys in suits sitting there just writing in pencil on the ledger books. Then, of course, in the finance world, spreadsheets came along, and then programs like MYOB and Xero automated the whole accounting experience. That's just like HubSpot is, and the world is much better for it. So what you have now is the old days of doing marketing by hand, and now HubSpot's come along and created a platform that incorporates a lot of the programs that people would actually jury-rig together to get a result. So it's not uncommon for our customers to have once had something like WordPress coupled together with MailChimp, maybe Hootsuite together with that. And so effectively, HubSpot's a collection of about 15 different programs, much like WordPress, Hootsuite, and MailChimp, all working together as one.
Okay, so take us through some of the apps that make up HubSpot. Obviously, you've got your social media tool, which I'm quite familiar with. What are some of your favourite parts?
Yeah, so there are a bunch of tools in there. So you're talking about the social media tool, the keyword tool, you've got landing pages, call to actions, forms, you've got a website content management system there, as well as the ability to send emails and blog, you've got a CRM, you've got lists, you've got nurturing, you've got automation, huge amounts of information in those programs. But where it really comes into its own is perhaps best described by the experience of doing a webinar.
Yes.
So webinars are a great way to engage your prospects and show off some cool features that you might be selling. So if you're talking about trying to market a webinar, that's when it gets a bit tricky. So how would you do it if you didn't have HubSpot? Well, first of all, you've got to try and create a landing page to register the webinar people. Then you've got to try and sort of take the results of that landing page and send an email.
Yep.
You've got to send follow-up emails. You've got to try and integrate with webinar software like GoToMeeting and make that happen. And then work out who's come and then send emails back. It all gets very difficult.
Yeah.
Now with HubSpot, what you're able to do is effectively build an entire campaign that's completely tracked in about 40 minutes for a webinar. So that means you can set up the landing page, you can set up the form, you can harvest the data from the form, you can send it to a thank you page, you can send a thank you email, plus in addition to that, you've got a workflow that comes off that, which allows you to send future emails. You're able to send an email the day of the webinar. You can record the registration details using GoToMeeting and integrate it with HubSpot.
Yep.
Then you can send thank you emails. If they didn't log on to the email, to the webinar, you can send them a different one. Now, all this takes about 40 minutes. So as a result, the barrier to doing something like a webinar is completely removed.
I was just going to say, you say I do a webinar and people are probably going, oh my God, a webinar, wow. Yeah. Haven't even ever thought about that being a possibility for me in my business.
No, and the thing is that it isn't if it's going to take 6 hours to build the product around it, and that's what happens. Whereas with HubSpot being automated and one program, creating something like a webinar is not at all hard.
Okay, cool. So obviously the marketing software itself, HubSpot, is very, very powerful. How does someone make that powerful tool work for them in an organisation?
Yeah, look, I think that's a really impressive question, because what you think out there is the challenge that one has to get it working. And much like the accounting systems, I mean, if you're going to implement SAP or NetSuite, for example, you need to have somebody who's actually going to assist you with that process. Normally an accounting firm or an IT firm. And so that's where the Kingdom fits in. So we are a business that will assist a company to get HubSpot working for them. And importantly, one of the things about HubSpot is that it works hand in hand with content and creating an inbound marketing strategy to actually make your content work for you. And so typically that is what we do as a business, is create those website assets, create the social media assets, blog, create content, activate all the parts of HubSpot that make it work, so that you do get a comprehensive marketing attack.
Cool, sounds awesome. So we've got a bit.ly above us here, which is an introduction to HubSpot, which will go into a lot more information than just our 5-minute Facebook Live session here. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to submit them via the comments below, or you can always email me or Adam at adam@thekingdom or zan@thekingdom.com.au, and we would love to have some more questions.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I think that also one of the things we've done as a business is actually create a whole bunch of content to help you when considering this purchase. And so we understand that the websites are there to create trust. And so we've created upwards of 300 pages talking specifically about inbound marketing, specifically about content marketing, and specifically about HubSpot. So if you do have any questions, it's certainly a good spot to go. Check out The Kingdom, www.thekingdom.com.au. We also have a link there to do a couple of cool things. One is your social media audit, so we can use HubSpot to actually understand more about your social media and actually determine if social media does in fact work, or if it's just a bunch of who knows what. And so the other thing is that we do have the chance to sign up for a free trial for HubSpot, so you can actually check it out. It's a 30-day trial, and we do give free support for customers or people that are considering that on the support link there, as well as an actual inbound marketing assessment where we actually can look at your website and determine and see and understand and help you appreciate if it's actually working as an inbound marketing tool.
Yeah, good one. And for anyone watching from Melbourne, we do have a seminar coming up on the 18th of May in Melbourne.
Yep.
This guy
what day's today? 9th?
Yes, the 9th
of May, yeah.
Yeah, 10 days. This guy gets pretty passionate and fired up about content marketing and sales, so the seminar's well worth attending if you are in Melbourne.
Yeah, it should be cracking fun, so get along to that if you're in Melbourne, and if not, then stay tuned. It's Monday, we've got 4 of these presentations every week on Facebook Live, so this is the first of 4. Appreciate you watching. I'm Adam Steinhardt, this is Zan Johnson, we'll catch you later.
See you guys.